In TVC Breakfast, now Comfort Emerson was arraigned at the Ikeja Magistrate Court and remanded at the Correctional Center in Kirikiri on Monday. She was arraigned on a 5-count charge ranging from physical assault to destruction of the aircraft.
She's destroying the aircraft.
After being handed over by Ibom Airline to the Airport Police Command, Comfort Bobby Manson was presented before Magistrate O.O. Salami of the Samuel Ilori Courthouse, Ogba, on Monday, where she was ordered to be remanded at Kirikiri. In count 1, the defendant, while aboard the aircraft parked at the Muritala Mohammed Airport Terminal 2 Ikeja, allegedly behaved in an unruly and disorderly manner by shouting on top of her voice, abusing and assaulting the flight crew, and refusing to disembark from the aircraft after landing. She's also accused of assaulting one Juliana Edward by slapping and hitting her cheeks with her right hand. The defendant also allegedly willfully dragged and tore the crew member's wig valued at 110,000 naira. In count 3, the 26-year-old is said to have hit one Jokpame Shagun on her face with her slippers. In count 4, she's also accused of willfully damaging the airline's divider curtain, valued at $2,500 US. According to the police prosecuting the case, the 5 alleged offences are punishable under Section 4, Subsection 2 of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria bylaw of 2005, as well as Sections 172 and 350 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State of Nigeria 2015. TVC News also gathers that the defendant had legal representation on the day of the hearing. She has now been ordered to be produced from Kirikiri back to the court on October 6. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Police Force has confirmed receipt of an official petition from the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority over an unruly behavior that allegedly obstructed the safe operation of an aircraft in violation of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations 2023. Force Public Relations Officer DCP Olumuyiwa Adejobi says the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has directed the Commissioner of Police, Airport Command, to immediately commence a thorough investigation into the matter. Now, the investigation is to unravel the circumstances which led to the incident and ensure justice is served accordingly. The force assured the public of its commitment to upholding safety and security within the Nigerian aviation sector. Now, joining us in the studio for this conversation is Aviation Analyst and Aviation Editor for New Telegraph, Mr. Wole Shadare is our guest today. Welcome to the show. We're quite honored to have you on the show because we know that when it comes to aviation, you are top of everything. So we're honored to have you on the show. And then we have this beautiful book to talk about as well, 100 Years of Aviation in Nigeria, History, Issues, and the Prospects. But I'll start with this question when it comes to comfort. It's been all over social media. It's been buzzing. We've been hearing different reactions to this story. As an aviation expert, what do you make of this? There are a lot of blame games. People are blaming Ibom Air, people are blaming the Aviation Authority in general, people are also blaming Comfort, and we don't even know where to stand at this point. But quickly, what do you make of this?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. It has been a week of confusion, a week of crisis in the aviation industry, not because the regulation is not there. We've seen the human angle of crisis in the aviation industry. And these things happen all over the world. It's just that it's becoming a new thing. Not that it's becoming a new thing. We've had it in the past, but maybe the way it was handled wasn't escalated to this level. But first and foremost, it's not acceptable for anyone to assault anybody. Some lawyers will tell you that it's a criminal offense, and some will also tell you it's a civil offense, depending on the gravity of the assault. So, and I think the airline has done the right thing by, taking the case to court, incidented it, and then the police, took the matter to court. If we look at what has happened, It shows that it is what I describe as air rage. Yeah, we've had it so many places, like I said, but the manner we handle it is, or the manner it was handled is quite different from what we have seen. But from the perspective of the airline felt it has done what it's supposed to do by incidenting it. The regulatory authority also has waded into the matter. The airline operators of Nigeria, I felt they were so irresponsible to have done what they did. Is like you're already proving her guilty even before she was tried. And even a murderer is presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. So I think that was irresponsible on the part of airline operators of Nigeria. And a lot of experts, pilots have even come hard on the airlines that they had no power. We don't know where they derived their power to stop her from flying domestically and internationally. Yes, Ibom Air was right because Ibom Air is the aggrieved airline now, so they have the right to place her on no-flight list, but not for the AON. If you also look at what played out, you also look at it that Ibom Air has done a lot. I love what the crew did. In the face of provocation, they were very calm. They didn't touch her initially.
But not to cut you short here, I just want to say something. You said the airline has done the right thing. A lot of people will argue because we are seeing what had happened. And we know this has happened. I'm
coming, I'm just building.
Okay, because I want you to hit there for me.
So, the crew, what we saw, the lady didn't, retaliate or do everything. It was captured on video. But a lot of people felt also that Ibom Air, the airline staff that we saw trying to pull her out didn't cover themselves in glory. They should have called the security people to pick her at that moment. Probably they called the security people, but it took them so long getting to the aircraft. And again, they had no right to drag her the way they did. I felt it, my own personal view. I felt they didn't have the right to drag her the way they did, even, exposing the upper part of her body, which wasn't good for the eyes anyway. And I'm so excited that the minister has also condemned this, that we shouldn't debase womanhood. We should have even given her all the rights that she's required, even if she had done anything. What I expected was that they would have allowed her to go and pick her at the baggage area or pick her almost towards out of the terminal. That scene was not necessary because Ibom Air has a brand to protect, and I felt that wasn't good for the image of the airline. But at the same time, when we have crises like this, it depends on the action we take. Some actions will be right, some action, it was on impulse and they felt delayed. But we didn't see all that happened before the video.
Exactly.
So seeing what happened before that time will give us an idea of what actually transpired before the lady was enraged, before we saw what she did.
So well, my colleague yesterday suggested that maybe all airlines should have CCTVs in the aircraft, so we can have clear recordings of things like this. I don't know where to start because I have so many questions I want to ask you. Yes. With what we have seen so far, do you see a need for Nigerian airlines to train and retrain their staff? First question. Second question. The incident with Comfort Emerson, can you relate it with that Quam 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's number 2.
Let's stay at 2.
Let's stay at 2. Before I ask the question you want to ask. Okay, let's stay at 2.
I think training is a continuous thing in aviation industry. Everybody gets trained in the aviation industry because it's a very sensitive industry. It's life-dependent industry. You can't just behave the way you want. It's governed by regulation. Aviation is the most regulated sector in the world. Any little mistake could lead to fatality. So I believe, yeah, they were trained, but it also depends on how were they able to carry out their training.
Sorry, maybe I didn't put it well. I'm talking about customer relations training.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Especially how to handle,
yes, how to handle. I
customers.
felt that matter should have been better handled.
Exactly.
It's my opinion. Yeah, it should have been better handled.
Yeah.
It's not everything you escalate. It's not everything you bring to the public. We see a lot of things that happen even outside the shores of this country. We travel and see some of those things. You don't even know the mental state of that person. A little thing could, trigger, but it's not acceptable in aviation. It was a case of assault, and I believe she's going to have a day in court. So we need to allow the matter to take its course. But one thing I also look at it, one thing I also is the second question relating to.
No, before the second question, before answering the second question, I think we have
but we'll
to
quickly go on a break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the conversations because there's definitely a lot to talk about with Mr. Wole. We'll be right back.